켜졌다. 여러분 안녕하세요. Welcome to class. 여러분, if you can hear me, please write 네, 들려요. 네, 들려요. Using one of the passive verbs we learned, right? 네, 들려요 라고 써주시면 감사하겠습니다. I'll give you guys a moment to come in. And if there are enough people, I think then we can start. 안녕하세요. 예리자베라님. 안녕하세요. 달리아님 또 오셨, 토니님, 탈리아님 또 오셨네요. You guys are 단골. 단골 to my class, like a regular student. 토니씨, 탈리아씨 안녕하세요. 여러분 모두 잘 지내요? 그리고 일파님, 아미님, I'm not sure why, but my comment section is a little slow. 핑님 또 오셨네요. 여러분 안녕하세요. Thank you for coming to class. 수업에 와주셔서 고마워요, 여러분. 단골들이 많이 보이네요. I see a lot of familiar username. 핑님이랑 탈리아님, 토니님은 거의 이제 항상 오시는 것 같아서 제가 이름을 외웠고요. 그리고 나머지 다른 분들도 수업에 와주셔서 너무 감사합니다, 여러분. 오늘은 today we will go over 20 words. My initial plan was to go over 30 words, but I thought if the class goes over 3 hours, then it's going to be exhausting for both me and you guys. So, 네, 20개, 20개, 20 words. We're going to go over 20 words, and I think, so how many students do we have? We have around 40 people, okay? That's less than I expected, but I think that's still enough for us to start the class. Okay, so 오늘 수업을 한번 시작해볼게요, 여러분. 일단 첫 번째로 가져온 word, 단어는 적다예요. 적다 means to write. And 적다's passive form would be, you just put he after a stem and say 적히다, and this would be to be written. 적히다 is a base verb that means to be written. 네, 여기서요, 여러분. So one important thing to note here is the difference between 적다 and 쓰다. And 적다 is for the act of writing itself. So usually handwriting. So it's not a process of writing. So it doesn't include creative writing. However, 쓰다 includes all kinds of writing, including just writing and also creative writing. So for example, guys, when you want to say to write a novel, 소설 means novel, to write a novel, which word would you say, guys? 쓰다 or 적다? 소설을 쓰다 or 적다? Which one would be correct? 어떤 게 맞을까요? Since 소설 is definitely something creative, right? You should use 쓰다 for to write a novel. 소설을 쓰다 to write a novel. 그렇죠. 쓰다예요. 그리고 기사 같은 경우는요. 기사는 article, news article. It's usually a news article. 기사. 기사도 마찬가지로 쓰다예요. Because you're not copying someone's writing. You're not just writing. You're thinking while writing as well, right? Writing the news article. So it would be more natural to say 쓰다, not 적다. 그 다음에 그러면 여러분 여기서 if you want to say 소설, novel that is written in 한국어, in Korean, which one would you say? 쓰인으로 쓸까요? 적힌으로 쓸까요? A novel that is written in Korean. 쓰다일까요? 적다일까요? 여기서도 당연히 쓰인이겠죠. 쓰인, because you're talking about a novel that's written. So for novel, for a creative writing, you can only use 쓰다. 그리고 적다 can mean jotting down. Yes, it can mean jotting down. And it can also be used for any kinds of writing that you can do briefly without thinking too much. For example, writing your name, guys. So 시험지에, 시험 means exam, 지 means paper, so 시험 means test sheet, exam sheet. On your exam sheet, 이름을 꼭 쓰세요 or 적으세요. 여기 두 개는 뭘까요? 이름 means name, right? 이름. 꼭 is emphasizing like you must do it or make sure to do it. So make sure to write your name. 여기서는 쓰다일까요? 적다일까요? 여기서는 둘 다 맞아요. 사실 둘 다. 왜냐면 like I told you guys, 쓰다 can include all kinds of writing, even just jotting down. So 쓰다 is a word with a broader meaning and 적다 with more limited meaning. So 시험지에 이름을 꼭 쓰세요도 되고 적으세요 둘 다 돼요. Oh, Alina! Hi, Alina! Oh my God, I'm so glad to see you. It's been such a long time. Alina, thank you for stopping by to leave a comment. Thank you so much, Alina C. We need to catch up. 네, we definitely need to catch up, Alina C. But anyways, 시험지에 이름을 꼭 쓰세요 and 적으세요. 둘 다 돼요. 그러면은 let's do a quick sentence making practice, guys. I cannot see the letters written on a blackboard. So letters as in like the words, like the alphabet words. Those letters, you can call it 글자. So I cannot see the letters written on a blackboard. I cannot see the letters written on a blackboard. So here we can just remove the subject, right? 저는, we don't have to write it. And let's write the object first. The letters written on a blackboard. So using 글자 means letter, and 칠판 means blackboard or whiteboard. It means any kind of board. So using 글자 and 칠판, how would you say the letters written on a blackboard? The letters written on a blackboard. On a blackboard, you can say 칠판에, and 쓰인 글자. 그렇죠. 장미님 잘하셨어요. 그렇죠. 쓰이다 plus 니은 받침. Or you can also use 적히다, right? 적히다, because it's written on a blackboard. It's not a creative writing. It's just a letter that's written, plainly written on a blackboard. So you can also use 적힌 글자. 칠판에 쓰인 글자 or 적힌 글자. And for I cannot see, I have been, you know, we've learned this, right? When we say I cannot see or I cannot hear, we usually say it's not heard or it's not seen. So here we can use the same word, 보이다. 칠판에 적힌 글자가 is not seen. 안 보여요. 그렇죠. We can use 보이다, passive verb here. So that was a nice little review. 칠판에 쓰인 글자가 안 보여요. 안 보여. It is not seen, as in I cannot see. We usually say it is not seen, something is not seen for I can't see it, right? 그래서 that's 적다 and 적히다. 다음에 let's move on to 막다, guys. 막다. Makda has these sort of meaning: to block something, to stop something, to prevent something, and to turn it into a passive form. You can put he, right? 막히다, to be blocked, stopped, or prevented. So you can block a hole, right? 구멍을 막다. 그래서, for example, 물이 새지 않도록 구멍을 막았어요. 물이 새지 않도록 water, 새다, to leak. And 뭐뭐하지 않도록, we learned this in our quiz class, or you can also find the lesson in one of my videos, in order not to, so that does not happen, right? 뭐뭐하지 않도록, so that it does not happen. Water leaking does not happen, so that the water doesn't leak. 구멍을 막았어요. I blocked the hole. 그 다음에 you can also use it with 길을 막다. And this would mean to block the road, right? Block the road. 길을 막다. 그래서 길을 막지 마세요. would mean don't block the road, don't block the street. People have to pass by, right? 그래서 사람들이 지나가야 되니까 사람들 지나가다 to pass by. 야 되니까 they have to pass by. So don't block the road. Don't block the street. 길을 막지 마세요. Don't stand in the middle of the road or a street. Right? 길을 막지 마세요. 그리고 여기에 slang word 하나 가르쳐 드릴게요, 여러분. There's one slang word. So you can abbreviate 길을 막다 and say 길막하다. 길막하다 means to block the road, to stand in the middle of the road. 길막하다. 그래서 길막 금지, 길막 is prohibited, or 길막하지 마세요. 길막하지 마세요. Don't do 길막. 이런 식으로 많이 쓰여요. 뭐 길막하는 사람들 너무 짜증나요. 이런 식으로 쓸 수 있어요. 길막하는 사람들, people who block the road, 너무 짜증나요. They're so annoying. 이런 식으로 말할 수 있어요. 그 다음에 you can also block a person. 사람을 막을 수 있죠. 사람을 막을 수 있어요. 그래서 if you want to say, not block a person. In this case, it would be to stop a person from doing something, right? 그래서 예를 들어서 if you want to say no one can stop me. No one can stop me. You can say 아무도 나를 수 없어. 여기 들어갈 괄호 안에 들어갈 알맞은 말은 뭘까요, 여러분? What would be the correct word in the blank? 아무도 나를 blank 수 없어. No one can stop me. For stop, you can use 막다. And you can say 막을 수 없어. 아무도 나를 막을 수 없어. No one can stop me. Like I'm gonna do this. 이럴 때 쓰여요. 아무도 나를 막을 수 없어. 그렇죠. 막을. 그 다음에 you can also block an accident. And in that case, it would mean to prevent an accident. To prevent an accident or to prevent fire. Right? To prevent fire. 이런 식으로 쓸 수 있어요. 그리고 막다's passive form would be 막히다. And 막히다 is most commonly used with 차가 막히다 or 도로가 막히다 or 길이 막히다, and they all mean for a road to be congested, for there to be a traffic jam. Road is congested. 이런 식으로 쓰여요. 그래서 차가 막히다 literally means the car is blocked, but most likely it means there's lots of car on the road, so it's congested. There's traffic congestion. 차가 막히다, 도로가 막히다, 길이 막히다. 그래서 차가 좀 막혀서 늦을 것 같아요. 차가 좀 막혀서 늦을 것 같아요. 이렇게 말을 할 수가 있어요. 차가 막혀서 it doesn't mean my car is blocked, but it means there is like traffic congestion. So 좀 늦을 것 같아요. I think I'll be a little late. 늦을 것 같아요. 막다. 그렇게 쓸 수 있어요. 아침에 차가 많이 막히네요. 그렇죠. 맞아요. 아침에 차가 많이 막혀요. 출퇴근 시간에 차가 많이 막히는데 이제 출퇴근 시간 하면 여러분 출근, 퇴근 아시죠? 출근, 퇴근. Basically, you go to work and you get off from work. So 출퇴근 means going to work and getting off work hour. So it's rush hour. 출퇴근 시간. 그래서 탈리아님의 문장을 조금 변경해 보면 뭐 출퇴근 시간에 차가 많이 막히네요. 이렇게 말할 수 있겠죠? 탈리아님이 쓰신 문장도 맞아요. 아침에 차가 많이 막히네요. 그 다음에 찍다로 넘어갈게요. 찍다는 has many usages. It's such a versatile word. 찍다. 일단은 when you say you dip your food in sauce, you can say 소스를 찍다. 그래서 most commonly you say 소스에 찍어 먹다. By dipping it in a sauce, you eat it. 소스에 찍어 먹다. 그래서 요거를 줄여서 there's an abbreviated slang word that comes from it, which is 찍먹. And there's like a popular kind of meme이라고 해야 되나? 어떤 balance game 이런 거. Would you rather game에서 많이 물어보는 질문인데요. It's a question that's asked a lot in Would you rather game. And 찍먹 좋아해요? 아니면 부먹 좋아해요? 이렇게 많이 물어봐요. 그래서 찍먹은 음식을 you dip it in a sauce and then eat it. 그리고 소스에 부어 먹다. 부어 먹다. 부어 from 붓다, which means to pour. So you eat by pouring sauce all over the food. So which one do you prefer? 그런 질문을 많이 해요. 여러분은 어때요? How about you guys? Do you guys like 찍먹 or 부먹? 여러분은 찍먹파예요? 부먹파예요? 찍먹파? Are you a 찍먹 party or 부먹 party? 부먹 party person or 찍먹 party person? 여러분은 뭐예요? 저는 개인적으로 I personally like 찍먹 better than 부먹. 저는 찍어 먹는 걸 더 좋아해요. 소스에. 소스를 부어 먹는 건 그렇게 좋아하진 않아요. 사실. 왜냐하면 I like a little bit of balance and taste. And when I dip in sauce, I don't have to. Sometimes I just want to eat without sauce, right? So there's that balance if I eat it with 찍먹. But if 부먹, you have no choice but to eat the sauce with the food. And that's no diversity. 그래서 저는 찍먹을 좋아하는데 여러분 답변을 봅시다. 여러분은 찍먹을 좋아하는군요. Sweet and sour pork. 맞아요. 찍먹파. 다들 찍먹파군요. 여러분도 저와 같네요. So you guys are like me. 좋아요. 저도 찍먹을 훨씬 더 좋아하는 편이에요. 그 다음에 이제 또 사진을 찍다. 여러분 사진 뭔지 아시죠? 이렇게 찍다 can also be used for taking photos. 사진을 찍다. 그리고 뭐 셀카를 찍다. 셀카가 self camera. 셀프 카메라에서 온 slang word예요. It's a Konglish slang word. So 셀카 means selfie. So 셀카를 찍다 would mean take a selfie. 그리고 you can also use it for trees when you chop a tree. And there's a popular saying that has 나무를 찍다 in it. So it goes like this. 10번 찍어 안 넘어가는 나무 없다. 10번 찍어 안 넘어가는 나무 없다. 여러분, can you take a guess what this saying would mean? 10번 찍어 안 넘어가는 나무 없다. 일단 넘어가다 하면요, to fall down 이란 뜻이거든요. So 10번 would mean 10 times, right? 10 times. So 10번 찍어서 안 넘어가는 나무는 없대요. Literally, there is no tree that doesn't fall down. So that's double negation here. There's no tree that doesn't fall down after you chop it 10 times. 10번 찍어 안 넘어가는 나무 없다. So no tree will stand firm if chopped at 10 times or little strokes fell great oaks. 이렇게 그거는 이제 dictionary definition인데요. That's the dictionary definition of the saying. So it's basically encouraging you to keep trying. Keep trying. 10번 찍어 안 넘어가는 나무 없다. So keep trying. 그리고 일단은 그런데 저는 basically I only partially agree with this saying. 왜냐하면 sometimes I think sometimes you should stop, right? Sometimes you should stop. You should not keep trying. But then sometimes you really need to keep trying and then it'll work. So it's a little difficult to figure out, what falls into which category. But yeah, I only partially agree with this saying. 10번 찍어 안 넘어가는 나무 없다. Because sometimes giving up takes a lot of courage as well, right? So and giving up is sometimes a wiser choice. Sometimes. 그래서 그렇게 생각하고요. 아무튼 나무를 찍다. 이렇게도 쓰이고 도장을 찍다. 도장을 찍다 means to stamp one's seal. one's seal. 도장. 그래서 도장에도 많이 쓰입니다. 도장. 그러면 여러분, let's do a quick sentence making practice. I'm looking at the photos taken when I was younger. 이거 한번 해볼게요. When I was younger를요, 그냥 어렸을 때라고 하시면 돼요. 어렸을 때 when I was younger. So basically 어리다 means to be young. So it's 어렸 combined with 을 때, when, right? 그 다음에 I'm looking at the photos taken when I was younger. So let's do the photos taken. The photos taken. How would you say the photos that are taken? 어렸을 때 찍힌, right? 찍힌, the passive verb 찍히다 plus modifier 찍힌 사진, 사진을 그렇죠. 봐요. 옐리님, 그렇죠. 옐리님 봐요 해도 되고 또 보고 있어요. 보고 있어요. 어렸을 때 찍힌 사진을, or if you want to make it plural, you can also say 사진들, right? So 어렸을 때 찍힌 사진들을 봐요, or 보고 있어요. 그렇게 쓸 수 있어요. 찍다, 찍다. 그 다음에 이제 긁다로 넘어갈게요. 긁다, 긁다, 긁다. 긁다 means to scratch, and when you want to change it to a passive form, you can put he. 긁히다, 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 to be scratched. So 긁히다 is pronounced 긁히다, 긁히다. And 긁다 is more pronounced like 긁다, 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 and 긁히다. 그리고 긁히다는 it's usually used for scratching your own body. One's own body에 쓰여요. Not other people's body, but your own body. Actually, it can be used for other people's body too. Sorry about that. 다른 사람 몸에도 쓰이는데 주로 언제 긁냐면, so when do you 긁다? You 긁다 when it's itchy. So you can scratch somebody else's body for them if they ask them to, right? They got their arms injured, so they need someone to scratch their back. So in that case, you can also say, I'm scratching my friend's back. 제 친구의 등을 긁어주고 있어요. So it can be used for 다른 사람들의 몸. 다른 사람들의 몸. 잠깐만요. 자기 몸에 쓰이는 거 아니고, 일단은 자기 몸, 다른 사람 몸 다 괜찮은데, scratch, it's a scratch from itchiness, mostly. 그래서 모기에 물린 부분이 너무 가려워서 계속 긁고 있어요. 모기에 물린 부분이 너무 가려워서 계속 긁고 있어요. So a quick review session, guys. What does 물리다 mean? 물리다. 이거 저번 시간에 했었는데 we covered this word in our last class. 물리다, 물리다. 물다, to bite. And passive form, 물리다, to be bitten. 이죠. 그렇죠, 여러분. bitten, 맞아요, 여러분. 그 다음에, 그래서 모기에 물린 부분 is part. part. So the part bitten by a mosquito. 너무 가렵다 하면요, to be itchy예요. itchy. 모기에 몰린 부분이 the part, so the body part basically, the body part that I got bitten by a mosquito is too itchy, 너무 가려워서 계속 긁고 있어요. So I keep scratching it. scratching. 계속 긁고 있어요. 긁다 means to scratch. 그리고 여러분, I brought 핥히다 here, 핥히다. And 핥히다 is usually scratching somebody else, not from itchiness, but to attack them. So it's scratch for attack. 핥히다, 핥히다. 그래서 주로 이제 고양이들 아니면 animals with claws, they scratch other animals or other people, right? In that case, you can say 핥히다, 핥히다, 핥히다. So if you want to say, my cat scratched my arm, which one would you say, guys? 긁었어요 or 핥혔어요? 긁었어요 or 핥혔어요? 뭐가 맞을까요? 고양이가 제 발을 긁었어요 or 핥혔어요? 어떤 게 맞을까요? Oh, Alexandra, thank you for leaving such an encouraging message. And thank you also for stopping by. Thank you. Have a nice day. 그리고 핥히다죠. 그렇죠. 핥히다. 왜냐면 고양이가 usually animals with claws scratch other animals or a person to attack, right? So 핥히다가 맞고요. 핥히다 같은 경우에는 you can also change it into a passive verb by adding e. 그래서 to be scratched for attack. 그래서 고양이가 제 팔을 핥히었어요. If you want to change it into a passive voice sentence, 제가 고양이한테 팔을 핥히었어요 라고 하면 돼요. Basically, I got scratched. 핥히였어요. I got scratched. I was scratched my arm by a cat. 제가 고양이한테 발을 핥히었어요. 근데 핥히었어요랑 there's no major difference in pronunciation, right? So you don't need to stress too much about it, guys. Whichever one you use, they will sound pretty much the same, right? So 핥히었다, you can use whatever. It'll still get the message across. 그 다음에 이제 긁다가 또 차를 긁다에도 쓰이긴 해요. To scratch a car. 그래서 when you have a scratch on your car, 여기 있죠, 이런 scratch잖아요. 이런 것들이 이제 차가 긁혔다라고 해요. 차가 긁혔어요. 예를 들어서 문을 열다가 while I was opening the door, 차가 벽에 긁혔어요. My car got scratched by a wall. 차가 벽에 긁혔어요. 라고 쓰시면 돼요. 긁히다. 아니면은 here's a more English-like Korean for my car got scratched. You can also say 차에 스크래치가 났어요. 차에 스크래치가 났어요. There's a scratch on my car. 스크래치 obviously coming from scratch in English, right? 스크래치. 그 다음에 그다음에 이제 마지막이 아니라 다섯 번째 박다인데요. 박다는 사실 두 가지 뜻이 있어요. Mainly there are two meanings for 박다, and it means to nail something up, nail something down. So 못, it's usually used with 못, nail. 그래서 여기 보시면 이제 이거는 this should come here. 요게 못이에요, 여러분. 못. 요게 이제 못이고 here this guy is 못을 박다 with a hammer. 망치로 못을 박고 있어요. This guy is 망치로 with a hammer. 망치로 못을 박고 있어요. 그래서 못을 박다에 가장 많이 쓰이고요. 그리고 이제 못이니까 그 Christian prayer, a part of the Korean Christian prayer goes like 예수께서 십자가에 못 박히시고 this 박히다 is from 박다, guys. 박다. So 박다's passive form would be 박히다, to be nailed up, crashed into. So 십자가에, so 십자가 means a cross. So 십자 means 10. It means 10. And the reason why it's called 10 is because in Chinese, guys, 그 10이요. 10이, the number 10 is written like this. So it definitely looks like a cross, right? So in Korean we call it 십자. 십자, the letter 10. 십자가, cross에 못이 박히다. You are nailed to a cross. 이런 식으로 쓸 수 있어요. 십자. 완전 똑같이 생겼죠? 완전 똑같이 생겼어요. 10. 맞아요. 핑님 그 한자 맞아요. 쉬즈 그거 쉬즈자 십자가 맞아요. 그 다음에 이제 또 it can also be used figuratively for hurting someone's feeling or hurting someone's feeling. So 가슴에 못을 박다. Basically, you're driving a nail. You're hammering a nail onto someone's heart. 가슴에 못을 박다. 그래서 주로 요거는 이제 부모님에게 쓰여요. 부모님의 가슴에 못을 박다. It's usually used for hurting your parents' feeling. Not all the time. It can be used for anyone. 부모님의 가슴에 못을 박다. So 예를 들어서 너는 왜 맨날 말썽만 피우면서 부모님의 가슴에 못을 박니? 이런 식으로. 너는 왜? Why do you? 맨날 always 말썽을 피우다 to make trouble. While making trouble, 부모님의 가슴에 못을 박니? Why are you, making your parents feel sad? Heartbroken. 가슴에 못을 박다. 이렇게도 쓰이고요. 그래서 이렇게 가슴에 못이 박혀서 이렇게 슬퍼요. 이런 거를 이제 가슴에 못을 박다라고 할 수 있고, 그 다음에 이제 또 박히다가 박히다, which is passive form of 박다, can also be used for getting a splinter, getting a thin like thorn like splinter. 이런 손가락에 자주 끼잖아요. 그럴 때 가시가 박히다라고 해요. 가시가 박히다. 가시가 손가락에 예를 들어서 장미를 꺾다가 while I was picking, 장미를 따다가 while I was picking a rose, 장미를 따다가 손가락에 가시가 박혔어요. 손가락에 on my finger I got a splinter. 가시가 박혔어요. 이렇게 쓸 수 있어요. 그리고 박다가 또 언제 쓰이냐면 박다 can also be used when you're driving a car and you crash into another car, 다른 차, or a building, or a tree. 요럴 때도 박다라고 써요. With a car. But last time, in our last class, we learned that when you're running somebody over, when you're running a person over, hitting a person with a car, you say 치다, right? 치다. So when you're hitting a person with a car, you say 치다. So when you want to say, I got run over by a car, hopefully hopefully nobody gets to say that. But 차에 치다, you can say 차에 치다. And if you crashed into another person's car, you can say 다른 차를 박다. 그렇게 쓸 수 있어요. 그러면 여러분, let's do a quick quiz. Since we learned 5 words so far. Let's do a quick quiz, guys, before we move on to the word number 6. 일단은 여기 볼게요. 이력서에 꼭 we learned means make sure to, you must do. 이력서 means your resume. Your resume에 꼭 이름을 blank야 해요. You have to write your name on your resume. 그래서 write에서 you can use 2 words, guys. 2 words. Do you remember what those words were? 이름을, 그렇죠. 옐리님, 적어. The first one is 적어. You can say 적어. 적어야 해요. And the second verb you can use is, 그렇죠, 쓰다. 그래서 써야 해요. 적어야 해요. 써야 해요. 그렇게 할 수 있어요. 그 다음에 let's make it fit the whole screen. 다음에 두 번째 거 가볼게요. 사장님 is a way of calling your boss. boss, 사장님, 죄송하지만 I'm sorry, but 길이 너무 blank해서 길, road or street, 길이 너무 blank해서 30분 정도, around 30 minutes, 30분 정도 늦을 것 같아요. I think I'll be late. Around 30 minutes. 양해 부탁드려요. 여기서 양해, you can think of 양해 as a politer and more formal version of 이해, guys. 이해. 이해 means understanding, right? Understanding. And when you say 부탁하다, it means to ask a favor. And 부탁드려요, obviously 드리다 verb is used, so it's a very polite way of asking someone's understanding. 양해 부탁드려요. I ask for your understanding. 그렇죠, 여러분. 막혀서죠. 막혀서. 길이 막혀서. The road, there's a traffic jam. Right? 길이 막히다. There's a traffic jam. The road is congested. 길이 너무 막혀서 30분 정도 늦을 것 같아요. 그 다음에 다음 거 가볼게요. This one is pretty easy. 사진. What is the verb that goes with 사진, guys, for take a photo? 사진을 몇 장? 그렇죠. 찍었어요. 사진을 몇 장? 찍었어요. 사진 goes with 찍다 verb, right? 찍다 verb. 사진을 몇 장 찍었어요? How many photos did you take? So you can conjugate it in past tense. 사진을 몇 장 찍었어요? 아, 맞다. 그 다음에 I forgot to teach you guys one more usage of 찍다, guys. 찍다. So 찍다가요 can also be used, so not for taking a guess in general, but taking a guess in a test sheet that requires you to pick a number. 그럴 때, when you don't know the answer, so you just take a random guess, select a random number. Then you can also say 찍다, 찍다, 찍다. 그래서 I don't know the right answer. 정답을 몰라요. 정답을 모르니까. So 정답 means the right answer. 정 as in right and 답 as in answer. So I don't know the right answer. 정답을 모르니까. So I'll just take a guess. 그냥 아무거나 anything I will just randomly select. Randomly take a guess. So here you can say 찍을래요. 정답을 모르니까 그냥 아무거나 찍을래요. 예를 들어서 when you're taking a topic test, usually the questions at the back of the page are mostly difficult ones. And for those questions, if you don't know the answer, you can just 찍다. 찍으면 돼요. If you don't understand anything, that is. But of course, trying your best to make it get the right answer would be okay. But if you don't understand anything, then the best possible way would be to just 찍다. 좋아요. 그 다음에 여기서 등이 가렵대요. 등 means your back. 등이 가려워서 blank고 싶대요. blank고 싶어요. I want to blank my back because it's itchy. But 팔이, my arm is too short, so 힘들어요. So it's hard. 그러면 what would you want to do with your back when it's itchy? 어떤 동사를 넣으면 될까요? 그렇죠. 긁고 싶은데 옐리님 빠르시네요. 긁고 싶은데 팔이 너무 짧아서 힘들어요. 재밌는 문장. 맞아요. 사실 한국에 그 효자손이라는 효자손 혹시 들어보셨나요? 효자손이라고 잠깐만요. I think 포토 라이브러리 여기 있으려나? 잠깐만요. 최근 추가된 항목에 I definitely brought it. 어디 갔어? 여기 있다. 이게 효자손이에요, 여러분. 요거 이렇게 2개 가져와 볼게요. 추가. 효자손. 이걸 효자손이라고 하는데 it's basically a stick that helps you scratch your back. 이거 진짜 있어요. 근데 여기서 the funny thing is 효자 means a son. 자 here means son. A son that is good to their parents. That is very devoted to their parents. And 손 means hand. So it's kind of like a hand from your son that's scratching a parent's back. So that's why it's called 효자손. So you can scratch your back with it this way. 효자손. 이렇게. Every parent has it. 네, every Korean parent has it. 근데 이거 진짜 시원해요. 이거로 등 긁으면 back scratcher 맞아요. back scratcher로 긁으면 진짜 시원해요. 진짜 시원해요. 그래서 등이 가려우면 이제 효자손의 도움을 받으시면 돼요. You can get help from 효자손. 그 다음에 가볼게요. 고양이가 팔을 scratch 했대요. 고양이가 팔을 scratch 해서 팔이 너무 아파요. My arms hurt because my cat scratched my arm. But in this sentence, scratching, the cat scratched me not because I felt itchiness, but because the cat was attacking me, right? So what was the scratch, the word scratch for attack? 그렇죠. 핥히다. 핥혀서. 여기서 핥혀서가요. It's usually pronounced 핥혀서. So it's a little bit, bothersome to enunciate everything, right? 핥혀서. You can rather just pronounce it 핥혀서, and everybody will understand. 핥혀서. 고양이가 팔을 핥혀서 팔이 너무 아파요. 그 다음에 this one. 뒷차 means the car at the back. 뒤 means back. The car at the back가 제 차를 blank 해서 사고가 났어요. 사고 means an accident, and 사고가 나다 means for an accident to happen. So there was an accident because the car at the back of my car crashed into my car. Do you guys remember how to say to crash into another car, building, or tree? Not a person. 기차가 제 차를 박아서 여기서는 active verb 써줘야 돼요. 왜냐면 뒷차 did the action of bumping into my car. So there's an object here. So you need to put the transitive verb. 뒷차가 제 차를 박아서 사고가 났어요. 라고 할 수가 있어요. 좋아요. 그 다음에 이제 let's move on to word number 6. 6번째 가봅시다. 그 다음에 이제 먹다인데요. 먹다 can be turned into a passive form by adding 히다 as well. So you can say 먹히다 for to be eaten. To be eaten. 먹히다. And don't confuse this with 먹이다, guys. We'll learn this when we get to a causative session. But 먹이다 is a causative verb that means to feed something, to let someone eat. So it means to feed. And 먹히다 is the passive form that means to be eaten. 먹히다. 근데요, usually when you're saying like some animals or insects got eaten by other animals, like hunted and preyed on, usually we say 잡아먹히다. 그냥 먹히다. You can use 그냥 먹히다. You can just use 그냥 먹히다 alone, but 잡아먹히다 is a lot more common and it sounds more natural. So, for example, let's say cats eat fish. Cats hunt and prey on fish. In this case, you can say 고양이는 물고기를 잡아먹어요. 이렇게 말할 수가 있어요. 고양이는 물고기를 잡아먹어요. Rather than just 먹어요. 잡아먹어요 delivers the meaning of hunting and preying. 그 다음에 hunted and preyed. 그러면은 let's try changing this active verb, this active voice sentence into a passive voice sentence, guys. So, fish are eaten by cats. 이거, could you guys try translating it in Korean? So it's a writing practice. Fish are eaten by cats. 다는 물고기는, you can put fish as a subject, right? 물고기는, and the actor is 고양이, so you can add the particle like 한테. 물고기는 고양이한테. What verbs should you be using, guys? 잡아먹혀요. 그렇죠, 옐리님. 잘하고 계시네요. 그래서 잡아먹혀요. Because here it's used with passive form, right? So 물고기는 고양이한테 잡아먹혀요. 이렇게 쓸 수 있고요. 그리고 먹히다가요. In everyday conversation, guys, 먹히다 is most often used to mean something works. Something as in a strategy or tip or plan or trick. So you can also say a pickup line works. 그러니까 작업 멘트 하면 a pickup line이에요. Pickup line. 그래서 멘트, I believe it's a Konglish word that comes from mention. So 멘트 is kind of like a remark, saying, line, 멘트, and 작업. 작업 has a lot of, 작업's first meaning is like project, work. But it can also be used for like hitting on somebody. So 작업을 걸다. 이러면은 이제 to hit on somebody. hit on somebody. 이런 뜻이 돼요. somebody한테 작업을 걸다. to hit on somebody. So if you say 작업 멘트, it means a pickup line. Give it pickup line. So if you want to say like 친구가 알려준 작업 멘트가 먹혔어요. 먹혔어요. 여자들 혹은 남자들이 좋아하네요. 이런 식으로 쓸 수 있죠. 친구가 알려준 작업 멘트. A pick-up line that my friend가 알려준. That my friend taught me. That my friend let me know. 먹혔어요. It worked. It worked. 여자들, girls, or 남자들, boys, love it. 이런 식으로 쓸 수 있고 또 선생님께서 알려주신 암기 팁대로 외워봤는데 잘 먹히네요. 이런 식으로 쓸 수 있어요. 선생님께서 teacher가 알려주신 taught 암기 팁 여기서 암기하다 하면 외우다랑 똑같아요. 암기하다, 외우다 means to memorize. 그래서 if you say 암기 팁 is a tip for memorization. Tip for memorization. So a tip for memorization that my teacher taught me 대로 외워봤는데 and if you say noun 대로 it means like according to noun or following noun as noun doing as noun. So 선생님께서 알려주신 암기 팁대로 following the memory tip that my teacher taught 외워봤는데 I tried memorizing. 잘 먹히네요. It works. Like I can memorize many words in a short amount of time. 그런 식으로 쓸 수 있어요. 먹히다. 그 다음에 이제 다음 거로 가볼게요. 여러분 잘 따라오고 있죠? 잘 따라오고 있어요? 아직 살아있어? 라이브? 아직 살아있어? Is it still alive? 이런 뜻인데 네, we're still alive. 그 다음에 이제 let's move on to number 7. itda. itda means to forget. And when you want to combine it with 토니 씨, 핑 씨 잘 따라오고 계시는군요. 좀 더워요. It's getting a little hot here in my room. 물 좀 더 마셔야겠어요. 자, 계속 해봅시다. itda, if you want to change it into passive form, you can put 히다, 이치다. It's pronounced like 이치다. So you can forget a person, right? 사람을 잊을 수도 있고, 사건, event, happening을 잊을 수도 있고, or you can also forget a fact. 사실을 잊을 수도 있죠. 그래서 사람들이 날 as in 나를, right? 나를, it's a contraction of 나를. 사람들이 나를 잊었어요. 그럼 여러분, let's change this active voice sentence into a passive voice sentence, guys. 사람들이 날 잊었어요. How would you change it into a passive voice sentence? I am forgotten by people. I am forgotten by people. 어떻게 쓰면 좋을까요? How would you say I am forgotten by people? 일단은 the subject is 나죠, 나. 나는 or 저는 나는 by people 사람들한테 or 사람들에게 그렇죠. 잊혔어요. 옐리님 아주 잘 따라하고 계시네요. 사람들에게 잊혔어요. 나는 사람들에게 잊혔어요. 그다음에 이것도 한번 해봅시다. 사람들이 날 안 잊었으면 좋겠어. 았었으면 좋겠어. Meaning I hope, right? I hope that happens. So I hope an, there's an in it, the negation adverb. So I hope people don't 잊다, forget me. I hope people don't forget me. 란 뜻이에요. 그러면 how would you say I hope I'm not forgotten by people? How would you change it into a passive voice sentence, guys? This is a little difficult. This can be a little difficult. I hope I'm not forgotten by people. 크리스탈리아님, is there a way to memorize which verb takes which form in passive form? 크리스탈리아님, have you by any chance watched my Korean passive verb number 1 class? There I share a little bit of tip there. 그래서 maybe if you haven't checked that video out, I recommend watching that video first. 그거 먼저 확인해 주시면 좋을 것 같아요. 그리고 I hope I'm not forgotten by people. 이거는 사람들한테 나는 사람들한테 안 잊혔으면 좋겠어. Here you can use 잊히다, forgotten. 잊히다 verb. 안 잊히다. 사람들한테 안 잊히다 plus 썼으면 좋겠어, right? So not forgotten by people, I hope. So combined, 내가 사람들에게 안 잊혔으면 좋겠어요. 여러분이 그 답을 써놓으셨구나. 이상해요. 여기 제가 쓰는 live 프로그램에서 on the live program that I'm using, the live software, the comments seem there seems to be a little bit of delay in comments appearance. 그래서 제가 확인이 좀 늦더라도 이해를 해주세요. 이해 부탁드릴게요. 그 다음에 그래서 itda means to forget. 그런데 in like daily conversations, guys, when you say forget, we mostly use one of these two verbs. 까먹다 or 잊어버리다. 이게 훨씬 더 많이 쓰여요. For some reason. 까먹다, 잊어버리다. They all mean to forget. So 잊어버리다 is a combination of 잊다, 버리다. 그런데 normally we use 잊어버리다 a lot more often than 잊다. 잊다. So 잊다 kind of sounds like you forget it, for good. 잊다 sounds like you're forgetting something for good. And 까먹다 and 잊어버리다 sounds like you forgot something temporarily. 그래서 unless we have like memory issue, we usually forget something temporarily, right? So that's probably why we use 까먹다 and 잊어버리다 more. 그래서 단어를 까먹었어요. I forgot the words. 어제 외운 단어를 까먹었어요. The word that I memorized yesterday, I forgot. That happens. That happens to all the other language learners, right? Not just us. 그 다음에 어제 외운 단어를 잊어버렸어요. 이렇게 쓸 수 있어요. 그리고 이제 깜빡하다는요. 깜빡하다 also means to forget. But usually 깜빡하다 is for forgetting to do something. So, I forgot to turn off the light. I forgot to close the door. 그럴 때 쓰여요. Something you didn't do, but you had to do. Something you had to do, but you forgot to do. 그럴 때 깜빡하다라고 써요. 깜빡하다. 그래서 예를 들어서 문을 잠그는 걸 깜빡했어요. 문을 잠그는 걸 깜빡했어요. We usually say 는 걸 깜빡하다. To forget to verb. 그래서 문을 잠그는 걸 깜빡했어요. I forgot to. 잠그다 배웠죠. 저번 시간에. We learned 잠그다. Right? 잠그다. We forgot to lock the door. I forgot to lock the door. 밀린 숙제하기 까먹었어요. 깜빡했어요. 옐리님. You forgot to do your push back homework. 접시 wash 깜빡했어요. That makes sense. Oh my gosh. You're mixing up English and Korean and that still makes sense. 접시 wash 깜빡했어요. 접시 닦는 걸 깜빡했어요. 좋아요. 그 다음에 이제 꽃다로 갈게요. 꽃다. It's getting really hot. 진짜 더운데 I don't want to open the window because 너무 시끄러울까 봐. That's gonna be too noisy. 잠깐만요. Let me try this way. 잠깐만요. 이렇게 하면 좀 나으려나? 오케이. 일단 해봅시다. 탈리아님은 방 청소하는 거 깜빡했어요. 그렇죠. 우리 모두 깜빡하고 사는 게 있죠. 우리 모두 다 그렇습니다. 그 다음에 이제 꽃다인데요. 꽃다 means to put something, stick something, or plug something into somewhere. So usually put something in between small space예요. in between small space. So this woman is 책을 꽂고 있어요. 이 여자는 책을 꽂고 있어요. So usually when you are putting a book on a bookshelf, you put it in between two other books, right? In that small space. So you can use 꽂다 there, 꽂다. And I'm sure some of you might probably ask the difference between 끼다 and 꽂다, because 끼다 we also learn it means to, to stick something into, to put something in between something, right? 근데 끼다는요, it's mostly about intentionality, intention. So when you have something stuck between your teeth, it's unintentional, right? And when you have your like your clothing stuck on an elevator door, that's also unintentional. In that case, you can use 끼다. My clothes got stuck between elevator doors. 이럴 때 뭐 옷이 엘리베이터 문에 꼈어요 라고 하고요. 꽂다는 이제 you do the action. You intentionally did the action. So 꽂다. In that case, you can use 꽂다. So when you're putting a book on a bookshelf, you're intentionally doing it, right? So 꽂다 would sound natural. 그 다음에 핑님이 이런 질문을 하셨네요. 잠깐만요. 핑님이 Vicky-쌤, I have a question. Oh, this is my first time using this function of displaying the comment on the screen. I hope you don't mind, 핑씨. I have a question. What is 꿈이야 생각하며 잊어줘? 꿈이라고 생각하며 잊어줘. 꿈이라고 생각하며. So 잊어줘에서 여기 줘는요, 그 부탁하는 거예요. You're asking a favor. You're asking a favor. Please forget me. Please forget what happened between us, or something like that. I'm not sure about the exact context, but it means that. 다 될게요. 그 다음에 책을 꽂다. 그 다음에 you can also say 머리핀을 꽂다. hairpin. Usually when you put a hairpin on your hair, you put it between your hair, right? So hairpin을 꽂다, 머리핀을 꽂다. And you can also say 이어폰을 꽂다, earphone, to put your earphone on your ear. 이어폰을 귀에 꽂다, on your ear. 귀에 꽂다. Put an earphone on your earphone. 그 다음에 you can also say 충전기를 꽂다, charger. 꽂다 can also mean to plug into a charger. And when you plug a charger into a socket, you put it in the hole, in that small space of a hole, two holes, right? So you can also use 꽂다 for charger. 그 다음에 그리고 이제 꽂다가 꽂다 becomes 꽂히다 in passive verb. And 꽂히다가요, it's very often used when you're hooked on something. So when you want to say, oh, I'm hooked on this song, you can say, 그 노래에 꽂혔어요. I got hooked. 이렇게 hooked 된 거예요. 꽂히다. 꽂힌 거예요. 이렇게 꽂혔어. 그래서 예를 들어서 뭐 한국어에 꽂혀서 요즘 these days 제가 한국어에 꽂혀서 진짜 열심히 공부하고 있어요. 요즘 제가 I'm hooked on Korean language. So 진짜 열심히 공부하고 있어요. I'm studying very hard. 이런 식으로 쓸 수 있고, 예를 들어서 여러분 혹시 Cupid라는 노래 아세요? Cupid by 50/50. 제가 이 노래에 꽂혔어요. It's a true story. Cupid라는 노래에 꽂혀서 진짜 매일 듣고 있어요. 이 노래가, so it's not necessarily the lyrics that I relate to, but it's the melody and the voice of the singers. 진짜 너무 좋아요. 그래서 요즘에 이거에 꽂혀서 매일 듣고 있답니다. 그리고 you can also use it for, a group, a K-pop group or a drama. 그런 식으로도 꽂히다 말할 수 있어요. 그리고 오케이. 그 다음에 이제 읽다로 갈게요. 읽다. To read. 읽다. 토니님, don't know that song. 그게 Billboard 에 들어갔어요. 네, it definitely went on Billboard. 그래서 좀 유명해진 걸로 아는데, it's such, Sunflower님 아시죠? Sunflower님 아시는구나. It's such a great song. Yes, yes, 맞아요. They didn't like actively promote their song, but then it made it to Billboard. So that was pretty amazing. But at the same time, it was understandable considering how good the song was. 네. 크리스탈 리아님도 큐피드 하시는구나. 저는 이제 아란을 좋아해요. I like Aaron's voice. Aaron. 그 보이스를 좋아하고 very catchy. 맞아요. But the group overall has so much charm. So 정말 꽂혔어요. 네, 꽂혔어요. 그 다음에 이제 읽다 becomes 읽히다 in passive form. 베스트셀러. 그래서 예를 들어서 베스트셀러가 it's a Konglish word that means bestseller. 베스트셀러. 그러면 사람들에게 많이 읽히고 팔리는 책을 베스트셀러라고 불러요. 여기 한번 해볼게요. 일단은 팔다. This was not one of our vocabs list on our last class, but 팔다 means to sell, and obviously, considering its 리을 nature, 리을 받침 nature, you can put 리, 팔리다 for passive form, so to be sold. 그래서 여러분, so could you try translating the sentence? 사람들에게 많이, by people, 많이 읽히고, read a lot, and 팔리다, sold a lot, 그런 책, right? 책 that is sold and read a lot by many people, 을 베스트셀러라고 불러요. 뭐뭐라고 부르다. We learned this word, right? 라고 부르다. To call someone or something by a name. So we call a book that is read a lot by people and sold a lot bestseller. 그럼 여러분, let me give you a not so tricky question. If you want to change it into a passive voice, 팔리는 책은 bestseller라고. Which verb should you be putting this time, guys? So now I want you guys to use the verb to be called. To be called. So this is a quick review session. Review time for how to change 부르다 into its passive form. So 사람들에게 많이 읽히고 팔리는 책은 a check that is read and sold a lot by people is called a bestseller. Is called. 불려요. 그렇죠. 불려요. 라고 하시면 돼요. 불려요. 잠깐만요. 불려요. 오케이, 좋아요. 그래서 읽다 becomes 읽히다. 그 다음에 Number 10. 잡다. 잡다 can be used for grabbing a stuff, grabbing a ball, any kind of stuff. 물건을 잡다. So 물건 means an object, a thing. So 물건을 잡다, or you can also be used for holding onto a strap in a bus, in a public transportation, or holding hands. We also say 손을 잡다. 그리고 it can also be used for a criminal got caught, a thief got caught. So usually it would be used in that sentence. It would be used with 경찰, police. 그래서 경찰이 범인을 잡았어요. Let's do a easy writing practice, guys. So 경찰이 범인을 잡았어요. How would you change it into a passive form? 잠깐만요. I forgot to add 잡히다, which is a passive form, right? Caught. 잡히다. So 잡다 becomes 잡히다 for its passive tense. So 경찰이 범인을 잡았어요. How would you change it into a passive voice? 그렇죠. 범인이, this time 범인, the criminal, the suspect becomes a subject. 범인이 경찰에 by a police, 경찰에 잡혔어요. 오, 경찰에 잘 쓰셨네요. 경찰. 그러니까 경찰 is not a person, but it's a large group of people that consists of police, right? Police. So you can use a for a particle. 경찰에 잡혔어요. 경찰에 잡혔어요. 잘하셨어요. 그 다음에 if you want to say you got caught doing something bad, doing something that you weren't supposed to do, then you can use 걸리다. In that case, you can use 걸리다, not 잡히다. So for example, you were caught speeding while speeding. 과속하다가 걸렸어요. Usually the sentence pattern goes like this. You were doing verb and then you got caught. Verb 타가 걸리다. So 과속하다 means you went over a normal speed. So it means you speed. While I was speeding, I got caught. 경찰에 걸렸어요. I got caught by police. 이런 식으로 할 수 있고요. 그리고 when you want to say you got caught while cheating on an exam, you can say 컨닝하다가 뭐 선생님한테 걸려서 혼났어요. 정말 하면 안 되죠. 컨닝하는 거는 절대 하면 안 되지만 컨닝하다가요. 이것도 I believe it also comes from an English word that I think the original word is probably cunning, but cunning, the English word cunning and conning doesn't have the same meaning, guys. 컨닝하다 means to cheat on an exam. 컨닝하다. 컨닝하다. 그래서 컨닝하다가 선생님한테 걸려서 I got caught by my teacher while I was cheating on a test. So 혼났어요. I was scolded. She scolded me. 저는 공부 안 하다가 엄마한테 걸렸어요. 크리스천님, 저는 공부 안 하다가 엄마한테 걸렸어요. 좋아요. 그럴 수 있죠. I got caught while not studying. 그랬을 수도 있어요. 그 다음에 잡히다 is also used very commonly. 잡히다가 for Wi-Fi에도 쓰여요, 여러분. 와이파이가 잡히다. 잠깐만요. Let me put this here. Wi-Fi가 잡히다 literally means Wi-Fi is grabbed, right? Wi-Fi is caught. So when you're trying to, so it means Wi-Fi is connected. For Wi-Fi to get connected. This is a very useful, word to know in this day and age, right? 그래서 Wi-Fi가 잡히다. 그래서 when you go to a cafe, you first try to connect to their Wi-Fi, right? If you want to study there or stay there for a long time, then you can say, Wi-Fi가, if it's not working, you can say Wi-Fi가 안 잡혀요. Wi-Fi가 안 잡혀요. 뭐 비밀번호를 잘못 눌렀나? 비밀번호를 잘못 눌렀나? Did I press the wrong password? 이런 식으로 쓸 수가 있죠. password. 그래서 와이파이가 잡히다, 와이파이가 안 잡히다. 그 다음에 그러면 let's do a intermittent quiz, guys. 퀴즈로 가봅시다. 자, 일단은 아빠가 알려준 작업 멘트가, so 작업 멘트, we learned this, right? Hitting on line, so pickup line. 아빠가 알려준 작업 멘트, the pickup line that I learned from my dad. 너무 식상해서 means something's too corny, like it's cliche, obvious. 너무 식상해서, it didn't work. Do you guys remember how to say something works? Something works. Bubblegum-님. Welcome. England 수능 started today. It's okay. You can join whenever you're free. Wow. But thanks for joining. I'm sure you're tired after taking an exam, that big of an exam. But still, thank you for joining. Sunflower-님. 잡히다랑 잡아먹히다랑 그쵸. 잡아먹히다. 잠깐만요. Let me put up Sunflower-님's comment chat here. 잡히다 related to 잡아먹히다. They don't necessarily have the same meaning because 잡아먹히다 is for being preyed upon, right? You hunt it and then you catch it, you eat it. 그리고 잡히다 is more for getting caught. 그런데 but 잡아 here does come from 잡다. 잡다 combined with 먹히다. 그래서 그렇게 생각해 주시면 될 것 같아요. 잡아먹히다 is a combination of 잡다 plus 먹히다. 잡아먹히다. 잡아먹히다. To get hunted and preyed on. 아무튼 요거 제 지울게요. 핑님, you were very close. You're very close. 먹이다 아니고 먹히다. 그렇죠. 먹히다. 먹히지 않았어요. 왜냐면 먹이다는 요거는 causative이에요. causative verb라서 to feed이란 뜻이고 먹히다 is the passive form of 먹다. And it can also be used for something works. Something works. 먹히지 않았어요. 그 다음에 I forgot what that word meant. 그 단어 뜻이 뭔지 I forgot. Do you guys remember the verb for to forget? To forget. So it means you temporarily forgot what the word means, right? So you can use either 까먹었어요, 까먹었어요, 까먹다, or you can also use 잊어버리다, 잊어버렸어요, 잊어버렸어요. 그 단어 뜻이 뭔지 까먹었어요, 잊어버렸어요. 그렇게 말할 수 있어요. 그 다음에 let's move on to next one. 불을 끄고 나오는 걸 I forgot. So I forgot to 불을 끄다 to turn off the light and then come out. So I forgot to turn off the light before I came out. 이란 뜻이거든요. 그러면 불을 끄고 나오는 걸 what verb can you use for you forgot to do something that you were supposed to do but you didn't do. You forgot to do. In that case, what would be the verb that sounds most natural? 기억나요, 여러분? 그렇죠. 깜빡했어요. 좋아요. 깜빡하다. 깜빡하다. 깜빡했어요. 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 그 다음에 크리스탈리아님, 사슴이 호랑이한테 잡아먹히다. 네, 이거 맞는 말이에요. 아주 맞는 말이에요. Very natural. 그 다음에 오케이 깜빡했어요. 그 다음에 이제 콘센트에 여기 콘센트 하면요, 요게 it's a Konglish word that means socket, electric socket, electric 그 outlet 알죠? 뭔지 이렇게 생긴 거, 이렇게 생긴 거, 이렇게 생긴 거. 요걸 이제 콘센트라고 해요. 그래서 콘센트에 on an electric socket 충전기. We learned that this means charger. 충전기를 please put it, please plug it into an electric socket. So which verb can you use for it to plug something in to a hole? Plug. 기억나시나요? To give you guys a hint, it can also be used with books. You put a book on a bookshelf. 꽂아, 그렇죠. 꽂아. 옐리님 빠르시네요. 옐리님, 꽂아주세요. 꽂아주세요. 꽂다라고 쓰시면 되죠. 꽂다. Since it has an object here, you can use the transitive verb. So 꽂아주세요. Please plug the charger into an electric socket. 그 다음에 이제 요건데요. We haven't we're not at this word yet, but it's included on the list that we're gonna learn today. List of words we're gonna learn today. 씹어요 means to chew, but when you say 말을 씹어요, it means to ignore someone's words. Ignore what someone's saying. Ignore. 그러면 여기서 지수가 제 말을 씹어요. 지수 is like ignoring my words. She's not answering. 이어폰을 있어서 안 들리나 봐요. Maybe she has an earphone on. So 안 들리나 봐요. 나 봐요 is used when you're making a guess. Maybe that's the case. Maybe I'm not heard. Maybe she can't hear me because she has her earphone plugged on her ears. 이어폰을 그렇죠. 꽂다. 꽂다라고 해주시면 돼요, 여러분. 여기서도 이어폰을 꽂다. 이어폰을 꽂고 있어서 이어폰을 꽂고 있어서 she has her earphone on her ears, so maybe she can't hear me. 꽂다, 이어폰을 꽂다, 충전기를 꽂다, and 책을 꽂다 are all the nouns. 책, 충전기, 이어폰 are the nouns that can go with 꽂다. 그 다음에 next one. 이 책은 this book 문장, sentence, 문장이 너무 길고 the sentence is too long and 어려워 and too hard. So 잘 안 sorry. I shouldn't be saying the answer. I should let you guys find the answer yourself, right? So if you want to say it's not read well, it doesn't read well, you can use the passive form of 읽다. 읽다. It doesn't read well. The sentence doesn't read well. The book doesn't read well because it's too hard. 그럴 때 you can use the passive form of 읽다. 그러면 정답이 뭘까요? What would be the 정답? The right answer. 이 책은 문장이 너무 길고 어려워서 잘 그렇죠. 읽혀요. 저희 핑님. 읽혀요. 잘 안 읽혀요. 그리고 옐리님처럼 읽혔어요도 괜찮아요. 잘 안 읽혔어요. It could be your past experience, right? In the past, it didn't read well. Or you can talk about it now. It doesn't read well. This book doesn't read well. 읽혀요, 읽혔어요. 둘 다 맞습니다. 여기서는. 그 다음에 이제 이거 가볼게요. 여기가 시골이라서 그런지 와이파이가 잘 안 blank. 그러니까 시골 means countryside. As opposed to city, there's countryside, right? 시골. 그래서 this place is countryside이라서 그런지. When you say 아어서 그런지, you're guessing that's probably the reason why the next sentence happens. So probably because here this place is at the countryside, Wi-Fi is not getting connected well. 핑님 잡혀요. 그렇죠. 와이파이랑 잡혀요. 같이 갑니다. 와이파이 잡혀요. 와이파이가 잘 안 잡혀요. 안 잡혀요. 와이파이가 잘 안 잡혀요. 그렇게 쓸 수 있어요. 오케이. 그러면은 let's move back to our word list. 일단은 뽑다 가볼게요. 뽑다. 일단 뽑다인데요. 뽑다는 to pluck something out. Like 풀을 뽑다. To root it up. You pluck it out, right? 아니면 you can also pluck out your 눈썹, eyebrow, or 흰머리. 그러니까 흰머리가 it literally means white hair. So it's gray hair in English. So you pluck out your eyebrow or 흰머리, gray hair. 그럴 때 쓸 수 있고요. 그리고 뽑다 can also be used when you are electing a class president, 반장, or 회장, a school president, or the president of a company. 그럴 때 회장 쓰고, or 대통령, president of a country. 그럴 때 이제 뽑다라고 써요. country, 회장은 president. It could be president of a big organization, including school. 다음에, so if you are a president of a school, you would be a student president, right? 그리고 반장 means class president. So here, you can use 뽑다 for electing. And a much more formal word is 당선하다. And 당선하다 is usually used for electing a president of a country. President of a country, 당선하다. But we will cover this in our next live class, which is about 하다's passive forms, right? 그리고, so it can be used for electing, or it can also be used for hiring. Hire, 채용하다, 고용하다. These are a more formal version of 뽑다. That means to hire. 그래서 직원을 뽑다, to hire an employee. 그리고 사원 also means employee, but it more specifically means a company's worker, so a company employee. Doesn't really have like too big of a difference. company worker, employee. 뽑다, 뽑다. 그렇게 쓸 수 있어요. 그리고 이제 so 뽑다, passive form would be 뽑히다, to be plucked out, elected, hired, 그런 뜻이 있겠죠. 뽑히다, 뽑히다. 그리고 뽑다가요, 또 언제 쓰이냐면 can also be used when you're buying a car. 그래서 차를 뽑다 하면 to buy a car 이란 뜻이에요. 뽑다 itself doesn't have a meaning of to buy, but when it's used with a car, it means to buy a car. And this sounds so native, guys. 차를 뽑다, this word sounds so native. So if your Korean friend happens to have a car, you can ask them, 차 언제 뽑았어? And they'll be surprised at your Korean. 와, 그 단어 어떻게 알아? 이렇게. 차를 뽑다, 차를 뽑다. 차를 사다 can interchangeably use with 차를 사다. 그리고 you can also use 돈을 뽑다, money, 돈 means money, and in this case it would mean to withdraw money from ATM, from automatic, 그 ATM 기기 알죠? ATM 기기에서 돈을 뽑다, withdraw money, 돈. 그 다음에 또 이제 제비뽑기라는 단어도 있어요. 야, 우리 제비뽑기 하자, 뽑기 하자 이러거든요. 그러니까 제비뽑기가 you guys know what it means to draw a straw, right? To kind of randomly choose a person to do something that's not very enjoyable, that everybody, wants to avoid. 그런 것들을 할 때 이제 제비뽑기. You can do it either with literally straws or pieces of paper. And if that one person picks that one special straw, then that person is chosen to do that chore. 그런 거 있잖아요. 그걸 이제 제비뽑기라고 해요. 제비뽑기. You can also use 제비뽑기 when you have no other methods, when you cannot think of no other methods to select a person. You can just do a random straw drawing. 제비뽑기. 그 다음에 이제 씹다예요. 씹다. 씹다 means to chew, and just like we learned in our quiz, it also means to ignore someone's words or messages. Ignoring as in doesn't reply. It could mean sometimes that person is unintentionally not responding to my message or words. So it doesn't always mean like intentionally ignore. It could also mean to unintentionally ignore as well. 그래서 뭐 음식을 씹다. This woman is 음식을 씹고 있어요. 이 여자는 음식을 씹고 있어요. 그리고 말을 씹다, just like we learned, it means to ignore somebody's words. So basically not respond, right? 그리고 문자 means text message. 메시지 means message. And when you say 문자를 씹다 or 메시지를 씹다, it means to not respond to someone's text message or message. 그리고 we also have a slang word that comes from 씹다가 씹다. So the first one is 읽씹, and the second one is 안 읽씹. It's an abbreviation slang word of 읽고 씹다. So basically you read a message and then you don't reply. So leaving a message unread 이렇게 할 수 있어요. 그래서 예를 들어서 저는 저는 핸드폰을 잘 안 봐서 I don't play with my phone that well. So 메시지를 자주 읽씹해요. 이럴 수도 있겠죠. I leave a lot of messages unread. 이런 식으로 할 수도 있고, 그다음에 안 읽씹 is not even reading. 안 읽고 씹다. You did not check the message at all, and you also didn't reply. 그럴 때 안 읽씹이라고 하기도 해요. These are very commonly used slang words used among a lot of people from younger generation. 읽씹, 안 읽씹. 그다음에 그리고 친구끼리도 장난으로 between friends you can also jokingly say like 왜 익십해? 왜 내 문자 익십해? Why don't you reply to my text message? 왜 익십해? 이런 식으로도 쓸 수 있어요. 그 다음에 꼬집다, 꼬집다. 잠깐만요. 씹다, 씹히다. To be chewed, ignored. 씹다, 씹히다. 여러분 잘 따라오고 있으신가요? 어떻게 너무 어렵진 않죠? It's not too difficult, right? 잘 따라오고 있어요. 잠시 comment 섹션이, chat 섹션이 너무 조용해서 it was too quiet, so I was worried a little bit. 근데 잘 따라오고 계시는 분이 있으시네요. 오케이. 핑님 조금 빨라요. 오케이. 그러면 let me slow down a bit. 조금 느리게 한번 가볼게요. 그리고 꼬집다. 이제 꼬집다예요. 꼬집다. 꼬집다는 이제 꼬집다 플러스 히다 해서 꼬집히다. 꼬집히다라고 해주시면 돼요. 꼬집히다. To get pinched. 꼬집다. 아이고. 꼬집히다. 아이고. 이거 너무 귀엽지 않아요? 이 펜다? 이 펜다 너무 귀엽지 않아요? 그래서 꼬집다 주로 이제 볼살을 꼬집다 할 때 많이 쓰여요. 볼 하면은 cheek란 뜻이에요. Your cheek. 그리고 볼살 means your cheek fat. 그래서 이렇게 여기 꼬집잖아요. 그 볼살이 통통한 친구들 있잖아요. 볼살이 통통한 친구들. Friends with chubby 볼살. Friends with chubby cheek fat. 그런 사람들을 꼬집는 걸 좋아해요. I like to pinch their cheek because it's so cute. 그래서 볼살을 꼬집다, 꼬집히다. 그러면은 일단은 꼬집다, 꼬집히다. 그 다음 거 가볼게요. 뜯다. 이제 우리 key part에 왔어요. key part. So far, we have gone over the words that belong to he group, and now we're at key group. 일단은 뜯다예요. 뜯다. 뜯다는 to break something open, to seal something 할 때 쓰여요. 뜯다, 뜯다. 그리고 if you want to change it to a passive voice, passive form, you can say 뜯기다, to be broken open, to be unsealed. 이렇게 쓸 수가 있어요. 볼과 뺨은 의미 차이가 있나요? 이거 좋은 질문이다. 볼은요, 주로 그 살을 의미해요. Your fat on your cheek. 그리고 뺨은 literally the body part cheek. 그런 뜻이 있어요. 볼, 뺨. 그래서 볼살 할 때는 볼을 쓸 수가 있어요. 그 다음에 이제 뜯다. 뜯다는 주로 편지 봉투, envelope, letter envelope. 봉투를 뜯다 할 때 쓰이고 envelope. 그리고 택배, parcel or box를 뜯다 할 때도 쓰여요. 뜯다. 그래서 이렇게 편지 봉투를 뜯거나 택배 상자를 뜯을 수 있고 passive verb로는 이제 뜯기다 라고 하면 되죠. 뜯기다. 그 다음에 여러분 저희가 저번 시간에 last time on our last class we learned how to say 떼다. 떼다. 떼다 means to take something off, right? To take something off. And usually it's taking something off that's attached with a glue, tape, stapler, or a string. 그럴 때는 떼다라고 해요. 그래서 not to confuse 뜯다 and 떼다, guys. 뜯다 is for breaking something open, like a package or a letter, an envelope. And 떼다 is for taking something off that's attached. So you can take off a 가격표, right? Price tag. Or 이름표, name tag. Or a sticker. 그리고 포스트잇은 스티키 노트를 말해요. 스티키 노트를 떼다 할 때 쓸 수 있어요. Is there a rule about when to use he or he? Or do you just have to remember? 이것도 you would just have to remember the form of each verb. But Daria님, if you haven't yet, I recommend checking the passive verb number 1 class. There I give you guys a small tip on how to memorize the passive verb words. So hopefully you find that helpful. Okay, 그래서 떼다 means to take something sticky off, and you can change it into a passive form by adding 이다 here. 떼이다, 떼이다, 아이고, 떼이다. To be taken off. 떼이다, 뜯다, 떼이다. 그 다음에 이제 벗다 is for taking off what's on your body. So it could be your accessory. It could be 안경. 아이고. 효순이가, my cat is actually lying on my desk right now, right beside me, and she just tried to bite me. 방금 저를 물려고 했어요. 놀아달라고 하는 건가 봐요. 일단은 안경을 벗다. 안경, glasses. You take off your glasses. You can 벗다 your glasses. You can 벗다 your mask. You can 벗다 your shoes. You can 벗다 your hat. You can 벗다 your coat. 그래서 벗다는 usually used for taking off what's on your body. 벗다, 떼다 for taking off what's attached with a glue. 뜯다 for breaking something open or unsealing something. 그렇게 쓰입니다. 그리고 벗다's passive form would be 벗기다, to be taken off. 벗기다. 여러분, 그러면 let's have a quick quiz break. 일단 여기 볼게요. 삼성의 so Samsung is a Korean name for Samsung, the company. Samsung의 신입사원, 여기서 신하면 new고요. 입하면 enter예요. 그리고 사원, we learned that it means an employee of a company, right? So an employee that newly entered. So it means a new employee of a company. So as a new employee, I got hired by Samsung. Do you guys remember the word that can be used for hire? Hire. The word with the word that we learned on our word list. 뽑혀요. 오, 핑님. 오케이, 좋아요. 뽑혀요. 맞아요. 아이고. 뽑혔어요. I got hired, right? 뽑혔어요. 삼성의 신입사원으로 뽑혔어요. I got hired by Samsung as a new employee. 그리고 좀 어려운 단어로는 채용됐어요 라고 쓸 수 있는데 요거는 나중에 하다 verbs passive form에서 배울게요. 채용됐어요. 그 다음에 음식을 꼭꼭 blank 해야 소화가 잘 돼요. If you say verb 야 and then the next sentence, it's giving you the prerequisite, precondition for the next sentence to happen. So only if you verb, then the next thing happens. Only if you verb. 여기서 꼭꼭은요. 꼭꼭 is an adverb that normally goes with chew to mean to thoroughly chew. So 음식을, you have to thoroughly chew your food to make the digestion, 소화, go well. 잘 돼요. Only if you thoroughly chew your food, digestion happens well. It gets digested well. 그렇죠. 씹어야, 씹다. 음식을 꼭꼭 씹어야 소화가 잘 돼요. You have to thoroughly chew your food to make the digestion happen well. 그 다음에 여기 또 나왔다. 제 볼살이 통통해서 I have a chubby cheek fat. 볼살이 통통해서 통통하다. This means to be chubby. So 제 볼살이 my cheek fat is 통통해요. chubby. So 언니한테 by my sister 맨날 always blank 한대요. 맨날. So what would you do with somebody's cheek fat? You pinch it, right? Pinch it. Do you guys remember the word for pinch? Pinch. Pinch. And here she's saying, 그쵸? My 볼살 is getting pinched, so you should be using passive form, just like Pinksy did. 그렇죠. 꼬집혀요, 꼬집혀요. 맨날 꼬집혀요. 맨날 꼬집혀요. 제 볼살이 통통해서 언니한테 맨날 꼬집혀요. 그 다음에 다음 거 볼게요. 가격표를 아직 블라블라블라블라블라 하지 않았으면 So if you did not blink the 가격표 price tag 가격표 yet If you did not blink the 가격표 yet then 환불이 가능해요. 환불 here means refund. 환불이 가능해요. Refund is possible. Refund, I can refund it for you. 그러면 it would definitely mean to take off the price tag, right? To take off the price tag. So for taking off such a thing as a price tag, which verb should you be using, guys? 떼다, 뜯다, 벗기다, 뭘까요? 가격표는 가격표, guys, price tag is usually attached with a stapler or sometimes with a string. So for something that's attached with a stapler or a string, you can say 떼다, 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 or something sticky as well, right? 가격표를 아직 떼지 않았으면 환불이 가능해요. 그렇죠, 여러분. 떼다, 떼다 맞아요. 그 다음에 볼게요. 택배를 아직 blank지 마. Don't blank the 택배 yet. 택배 meaning parcel, the box. Here, 엄마가 집에 오면 같이 blank자. Let's do it together when mom comes home. So here, how would you open the parcel? 그렇죠. 뜯다죠. 뜯다. 뜯다 is for breaking something open, right? To open something to check the content inside. 뜯지 마. 뜯지 마. 택배를 뜯지 마. 뜯지 마. 엄마가 집에 오시면 같이 뜯자. 열지 마. 근데 사실 여기서 에일린 씨처럼 열지 마라고 해도 크게 어색한 건 없어요. Even if you say 열다 here, that also sounds quite natural. I'm not sure if it's grammatically correct to use 열다, but whether you say 뜯지 마 or 열지 마, it will get the meaning across. So 택배를 아직 뜯지 마. 엄마가 집에 오시면 같이 열자, or 뜯자. 좋아요. 그 다음에 여기 볼게요. 날씨가 너무 덥고 the weather is too hot. 너무 덥고 and 발이 my feet 답답해. My feet is 답답하다. Stuffy. My feet is getting stuffy. My feet feel stuffy. So 신발을 shoes, right? Shoes. 고 싶어요. I want to take it off. I want to take my shoes off. So when you're taking off what's on your body, like shoes or hat or clothes, what would you be using? 벗다, 그렇죠. 벗다. I want to take my shoes off. 신발을 벗고 싶어요. I want to take my shoes off. 이렇게 쓰시면 되고요. 그 다음에 이거 해볼게요. 저 남자는 that man 안경을 blink니까 훨씬 잘생겨 보여요. 안경을 벗으니까 now that 남자 took off his 안경, took off his glasses. 훨씬 잘생겨 보여요. 훨씬 means even more, a lot more. 훨씬 잘생기다 means to be good looking, to look handsome, to be handsome. So 잘생겨 보이다, to look handsome. Now that man took off his glasses, he looks a lot more handsome. 그러면 what would you do with your 안경, guys, when you're taking it off? It's an accessory. It's something on your body. So you can say 그렇죠. 벗으니까 벗으니까 This 니까 grammar is 으니까. So if the stem ends in 받침, then you put extra 으. So 안경을 벗으니까 탈리언님 인터넷이 안 좋아서 괜찮아요. 꼭 그 코멘트 안 달아도 되니까 괜찮아요. 탈리언님 잘 들어주셔서 감사합니다. 그 다음에 okay, so now we're at the last five guys. Last 5 words left. 여기까지 오시느라 여기까지 계속 듣고 있으신 분들 정말 감사합니다, 여러분. Let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going. We have only 5 words to go. 일단은 빼앗다 means to take something away from somebody. 빼앗다. So you can take away somebody's 핸드폰, cell phone, right? Cell phone. 핑님 화이팅. 요것도 이제 화면에 띄워드려야겠다. 여러분 화이팅. This comment from 핑님 is for everyone. 화이팅. 조금만 더 힘냅시다. 오케이, 일단은 핸드폰을 빼앗다. You can take somebody's cell phone away. So especially if you're a parent and you're worried for your children, you can take their cell phone away. So in that case, you can say 핸드폰을 빼앗았어요. 여기서 빼앗다가요. 빼앗다's contraction form, guys, is 뺐다. 뺐다. 케이딘 탈리아님이 to wear there are many verbs but to take off one verb. To wear there are many verbs but for taking off accessory or clothes. So for clothing, you can definitely use 벗다 for take off. But when it comes to accessories like necklace or earring or even a ring, you can also use 빼다. 빼다도 쓸 수 있어요. 빼다도 쓸 수 있는데 but for clothing, definitely you should be using 벗다. 그 다음에 여기에 대한 질문이 많아가지고 there has been quite a few questions on what verbs to use for wear, like wear a mask, wear a ring, wear a necklace, blah 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 blah. 그래서 I'll try to make a video on that specific topic. 그래서 so that you guys don't get confused too much. 아무튼 그렇고 일단 뺐다로 가볼게요. 일단 뺐다 is the contraction form of 빼앗다. 그리고 normally 뺐다가 더 많이 쓰여요. 뺐다 is used more often because obviously, it's less bothersome to pronounce, right? 그래서 뺏었어요. You can conjugate it like this. 뺏었어요. 뺏을 거예요. And as for 빼앗았어요, you can conjugate it like this. 빼앗았어요. 빼앗았어요. 빼앗을 거예요. 근데 as you can see, guys, this version is a lot easier to pronounce. So if you want to choose just one between the two, definitely go with 뺐다. 그래서 제 아들의 핸드폰을 뺏었어요. I took away my son's cell phone. I took a phone from my from my son. 아이고, 제 혀가 꼬여요. 제 혀가 자꾸 꼬이고 있어요. 꼬이다. 아시죠? 꼬이다. 아이고, 꼬이다. 혀가 꼬이고 있어요. 꼬이다 means twisted, right? Twisted, tangled. So my tongue is getting twisted as we head towards the end of the class. Okay, 그 다음에 돈을 뺐다 means to take away money from someone. So it could literally mean to take away money, but it can also mean to mug someone, right? Money, 그리고 a government can take away your house, or it can also take away your position. It can also take away your qualification, 권리, right? 그래서 이런 거에 많이 쓰여요. 핸드폰을 뺐다, 돈을 뺐다, 집을 뺐다, 자리를 뺐다, 자격을 뺐다, 권리를 뺐다. 굉장히 많죠. 굉장히 많아요. 다 외우실 필요는 없어요. You don't have to memorize all of it, guys. 그리고 이제 빼앗다 becomes 빼앗기다 or to be taken away. 그러면 이제 여기서 빼앗기다가 주로 이렇게 많이 쓰여요. 누구에게, somebody에게 마음을 빼앗기다. So basically, you got taken away your 마음, your heart to somebody. So it's kind of like saying, I fell in love with someone. 그래서 저기 잘생긴 사람에게 마음을 빼앗겼어요. 아니다. 누구에게 마음을 빼앗겼을까요? TV에 나오는 가수에게 마음을 빼앗겼어요. 이렇게 쓸 수도 있겠죠? TV에 나오는 가수. A singer that's appearing on TV. 마음을 빼앗겼어요. I got my heart stolen. Basically, I got my heart stolen. 마음을 빼앗기다. 그리고 여러분 요거는 이제 slang word인데요. I brought this because it's part of the Korean slang words. So you can also say 돈을 뜯기다, guys. 돈을 뜯기다 for 돈을 빼앗기다. 돈을 빼앗기다. So 돈을 빼앗기다 is a more normal version and 돈을 뜯기다 is a more, I guess, slangish version. 돈을 뜯기다. So you get taken away money by someone. So basically you got mugged. Then you can say, 돈 뜯겼어. 나 돈 뜯겼어. 어떡해. 이런 식으로 할 수 있어요. 그리고 even more slangish version is 삥 뜯기다. 삥 뜯기다. 삥 뜯기다, 돈을 뜯기다 똑같은 뜻이에요. I got mugged. I got taken away money forcefully by someone else. 그렇게 쓸 수 있어요. 삥을 뜯기다. 그 다음에 가볼게요. 이제 뺐다, 빼앗기다. 이제 담다, to put something in. Can you please upload this live? Yes, this live will be up on my channel right after class. Right after the class is finished. 그다음에 이제 담다인데요. 담다 means to put something inside somewhere. And 담다's passive form would be 담기다. To be put in. To be put in. 담다 and 담기다. 그래서 아마 여러분, maybe you guys will think of the word 넣다, which also has the same meaning, right? 넣다, to put in, to put something inside somewhere. You can think of them interchangeable when you're talking about physically putting something inside somewhere. There's very little difference in meaning, so you can basically think of them as the same word when it's done physically, when you physically put something inside somewhere. So when you want to say, put it in the box, put it in the box. 타리아님이 이런 문장을 써주셨어요. 비키 선생님에게 마음을 빼앗겼대요. So 타리아님 got her heart stolen by 비키 선생님, me. 진심으로 사랑해요. I love you. This is such a sweet sentence. I love reading these types of creative, and heartfelt sentence. 감사합니다, 탈리아님. 너무 감사합니다. Thank you for making me smile. 감사합니다. 일단은 넣다, 담다 쓸 수 있고. So when you want to say put this inside the box, then you can say either 상자에 담으세요. 상자에 담으세요. Put something inside the box. Or 상자에 넣으세요. There's basically no difference in meaning. Put it in the box. 상자에 담으세요. 상자에 넣으세요. 그러면 여러분 이거 한번 해볼까요? Let's do a quick translation writing practice. Books that are put inside the box. 요거 한번 해볼까요? Books that are put inside the box. 일단 inside the box you can say 상자에 or 박스에 blank 책들 means books. So how would you say that are put? The books that are put in the box. 그렇죠. 담긴. 담긴, 그렇죠. 담긴, 담기다. Since it's that are put, the books are placed on, so you should be using the passive form. 담긴 책들, 담긴 책들. 상자에, 박스에 담긴 책들. 박스에 담긴 책이라고 하시면 돼요. 박스에 담긴 책. 그다음에 이제 담다, and there's, so I just told you guys that you can interchangeably use 담다 and 넣다 when physically putting something inside somewhere. But when it's used metaphorically, guys, for example, you put something in your memory. So this is not a physical putting in, right? This is more a mental putting in, metaphorical putting in. In that case, 넣다 sounds a little awkward, sounds a little less natural. So here, 담다 fits more. 기억에 담다. Or you can also say things like 예쁜 추억을, 추억 is a good memory. So 기억 means just memory, any kinds of memory. You can say 기억. And 추억 is usually a good memory. So 예쁜 추억, beautiful, good memory, good beautiful memory를 사진에 담았대요. So you put it on a photo, basically. So this is definitely a metaphorical speech, right? Metaphorical way of saying, well, metaphorical figure of speech. So here you can use 담다 for put it inside a photo. To put a good memory on a photo. 예를 들어서 저는 사진 찍는 걸 좋아해요. 저는 사진 찍는 걸 좋아해요. We learned that 사진 찍다 means to take a photo. So 사진 찍는 거, taking photo. I like it. I like taking photo. 예쁜 추억들을 사진 속에 담아 평생 간직할 수 있거든요. This is a really pretty sentence. So I like taking photos because pretty memories, beautiful memories, 사진 속에 담아서 by putting it in a photo, 평생, forever, 간직할 수 있거든요. 간직하다 means to keep. So guys, you don't need to remember every single word that I included in the example sentence. This is just an example sentence for you guys to understand 담다 better, right? So no need to stress about memorizing every single word. Okay, guys? 그리고 예쁜 풍경을 눈에 담다. This is also a metaphorical figure of speech. 예쁜 풍경, beautiful 풍경, landscape. 눈에 담다. You put it in your eye, so it means you're watching it. You're like taking it all into your eyes. 예쁜 풍경을 눈에 담다. 이렇게 쓸 수 있어요. 그 다음에 so that was 담다 and 담기다. 그리고 18번 믿다예요. 믿다. 믿다에서 믿다 means to believe. And 믿다 is usually used. So 믿다 is one of those words where you can make two passive verbs. So either you put one of the 이히리기 suffix, which is 기 here, 믿기다, or you can also combine it with 아어치다. 아어치다. 아어치다 combination. So 안녕하세요, 디니두님 and sunflower님. 마음에 담다. 그렇죠. 마음에 담다도 can also be used. You put it inside your mind. You basically you remember something. 그런 뜻이 있어요. 마음에 담다. 마음에 담다. 그다음에 믿다 can be 믿다's passive form. There are two 믿다's passive form, which is 믿기다 and 믿어지다. 믿어지다 and 믿기다. So when you want to say I can't believe it, I can't believe it, we say it can't be believed. It doesn't get believed. It doesn't get believed. So how would you say I can't believe it in Korean, guys? Using either 믿기다 or 믿어지다. Let's do a quick sentence making practice. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Literally, I can't believe it. Believing doesn't happen. 사랑님, thank you. I'm glad you're finding it useful. Thank you for joining. How would you say I can't believe it, guys? So passive verbs are almost always negated with an, right? So for I can't believe it, you can say 안 믿겨요 or 안 믿어져요. 안 믿어져요. Or 핑님처럼 you can also combine it with 지 않다. 믿기지 않아요. 믿기지 않아요. 믿어지지 않아요. 믿어지지 않아요. You can either use an verb or verb 지 않다 for negation. Right? So 안 믿겨요. 안 믿어져요. 믿기지 않아요. 믿어지지 않아요. 이렇게 할 수 있고 사실 I can't believe it 같은 경우는 믿을 수 없어요. 또 자주 쓰이긴 해요. 믿을 수 없어요. 또 쓰이긴 합니다. This is also used, guys. But when you're saying I can't see it or I can't hear it, in that case, normally if you say 들을 수 없어요 or 볼 수 없어요, that would sound unnatural. That would deliver a pretty different meaning. But as for I can't believe it, you can use either passive form, 안 믿겨요, 안 믿어져요, or you can also just use the transitive form and say 믿을 수 없어요. I can't believe it. Can't believe it, literally. 그 다음에 끊다. 끊다는 이제 cut이란 뜻이에요. cut. Usually cutting a string or a line, a long line, or a conversation or a relationship. So here, this guy is 끊다. 실을 끊고 있어요. 실 means string. 줄 means rope. 잠깐만요. Let's check Darius's question. From what I remember, 치다. Daria님, definitely check out my passive verb first class, passive verb number 1 class. There I explained the difference between verb 치다 and adjective 치다. Actually, you can think of adjective 치다 as to become adjective and verb 치다 for a passive form of a verb. 그렇게 생각하시면 돼요. 그 다음에 일단은 끊다, 줄을 끊다. 아니면 you can also 말을 끊다. 말 means talking, saying, right? Words. So it means to cut someone off while they're talking. 말을 끊다. 말을 끊다. 그리고 you can also 전화를 끊다. Cut the phone, meaning you hang up the phone. 전화를 끊다 means to hang up. Because back in the days, like the phone connection was usually done with these lines, right? Lines. So we say 전화를 끊다. 전화를 끊다. To hang up. 그리고 if you want to say to answer the phone, you can say 전화를 받다. Answer the phone. Literally to receive the phone. Receive the phone. And 전화를 걸다 would mean to call someone. So you are the one that initiated the call. 전화를 걸다. To call somebody. To call somebody. 전화를 걸다. 그 다음에 you can also use it for 연락을 끊다. 연락을 끊다. Which means to cut off contact, as in you guys are not keeping in touch anymore. 연락을 끊다. We stop keeping in touch. To stop keeping in touch. 연락 means contact, guys. Contact. So you cut the contact, so you stop keeping in touch. 연락을 끊다. 그리고 관계 means relationship. It's usually used between friends. 관계를 끊다. To cut the relationship, to end the relationship. 그래서 절교하다. 절교하다 하면요, you cut the relation, the connection with someone. So 절교하다 is another word for to end a friendship. It's a sad word. 절교하다. 다리아님, 끊어 많이 들으실 거예요. 맞아요. 끊어. Hang up the phone. 너 먼저 끊어. Or you hang up first. 너 먼저 끊어. 끊어. 자주 쓰여요. 그리고 일단 요거는 제가 참고 자료로 가지고 왔는데 걸다. There are many words, there are many usages of 걸다. So I thought it would be useful to go over them one by one. You don't need to remember every single one of them though. Just the ones that stick. 일단은 말을 걸다 하면요. To approach and talk to someone. To initiate a conversation basically. Just like 전화를 걸다 means to initiate a phone call. So you call someone first, right? 걸다. So 걸다 sometimes has that implication of doing something first. 말을 걸다, 전화를 걸다. And 걸다's main meaning is to hang something. Literally, physically hang something on somewhere. So 옷을 걸다, to hang your clothes. To hang one's clothes. 코트를 걸다, to hang your coat. 그리고 돈을 걸다라고 쓸 수도 있는데요. 돈을 걸다 하면 basically you put up money on a so 경마 horse race, 내기 bet, 도박 gambling. So I'm pretty sure you get what 걸다 here would mean. To put up your money, to basically bet your money on a bet, on a horse race, on a gambling. So in that case, you can also say 돈을 걸다. 돈을 걸다. 그리고 목숨을 걸다 하면요. Basically, you hang your 목숨, means your life, or your breath, your life. And it means to put your life on the line. So you risk your life, basically. You risk your life. And normally, it's rarely used literally, but it's more used figuratively to express how desperate you are. So 예를 들어서 요거는 괜찮겠다. 소방관들은 목숨을 걸고 다른 사람들을 구해요. 요거는 in this case it would be a literal meaning. 소방관들은 firefighters 목숨을 걸고 while risking their own life 다른 사람들을 구해요. They save other people. 그럴 때 쓰이고 또 예를 들어서 시험에 합격하고 싶어서 I wanted to 합격하다 pass the test so badly 목숨 걸고 공부했어요. 요거는 아주 it sounds very dramatic of course. So not many people would say this, but to give out that desperateness, that energy of being desperate, you can also say this. 목숨 걸고 공부하다. Basically, I studied while putting my life on the line, so I studied really hard. 목숨 걸고 공부했어요. 이런 식으로 쓸 수 있어요. 다음에 we're at the last word, guys. Last word. My cat is running around being all cranky, so I'm really glad that we're finally at the end. 일단은 찢다 하면요. To rip something, to tear something. And this one also has two passive forms, either 찢기다 or 찢어지다. And this would depend on, a person, but normally 찢어지다 is used more often for ripped, to be torn. 찢어지다. 제가 그냥 in my personal experience, I've seen way more people using 찢어지다 over people using 찢기다. But they're all grammatically correct. 찢기다, 찢어지다. 그래서 you can rip your 영수증, your receipt that you get, the paper you get after you buy something, right? Receipt를 찢다, 영수증을 찢다. You can do this if you no longer need it, right? And 사진을 찢다. You can also rip a photo. So this is ripping a piece of paper. It's all about ripping a piece of paper or fabric, your clothing. 그런 식으로 쓸 수가 있어요. 다음에 바지가 찢어지다. Your pants got ripped. So 그 찢어진 청바지 아시죠, 여러분? Ripped jeans 아시죠? Ripped jeans. It's part of the fashion, right? People intentionally rip their jeans as fashion. So here you can say 찢어진 청바지. 청바지 means blue jeans, blue pants, so it means jeans. 청바지, 청바지. 찢어진 청바지, 청바지 that got ripped, that got torn. 찢어진 청바지. 그리고 you can also use 찢어지다 for your skin. So when boys are having a fist fight, sometimes they do get their forehead torn, ripped, so they have to stitch it. 그럴 때 이제 찢어지다라고도 쓰이고요. 이제 마지막으로 찢었다. 찢다 can also be used as a slang word for slayed. You know, you slay that stage. 찢었어요라고 할 수 있어요. 그래서 그 가수가 무대를 찢었어요. That singer slayed the stage. 그래서 찢었다. 그럼 뭐 유튜브 댓글 같은 데 보면 in the video of like a big concert or a stage that is performed by like singers or dancers, you will see a lot of comment that says, 찢었다. Like they slayed. 찢었다. 이렇게 말할 수가 있고요. 멋있게 보일 수 있게 청바지를 찢었어요. I ripped my jeans so that I look cool. 맞아요. 이거 아주 좋아요. 아주 좋은 문장이에요. 오케이, 그러면요. Let's move on to the quiz and then we're done. 오케이, 일단은 소중한 것들을 다른 사람들에게 blur지 않도록 잘 간직하세요. 일단 소중한 것들, 소중하다 하면 to be precious. precious. So 소중한 것들, precious things들을 다른 사람, other people에게 지 않도록 계속 나오죠. So that you don't verb, right? So that you don't verb the precious things by other people. 잘 간직하세요. I mentioned 간직하세요 very briefly. It means to keep your belongings, usually. To keep your belongings safe. To keep safe. 간직하다. 그러면 why would you have to keep something safe? You would have to keep something safe to prevent other people what? To prevent getting your precious things taken away, right? Taken away. So, what is the passive form? Taken away. 빼앗기지, 맞아요. 빼앗기지 않도록. 빼앗기지 않도록 잘 간직하세요. 빼앗기지 않도록. 빼앗다, to take away. 빼앗기다, to be taken away. 그 다음에 카트에 왜 이렇게 많이 blah 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 to put in. Why did you put so many things in the cart? Why did you put in the cart? Why this much you put in? Do you guys remember the word for to put in? There are actually two words that you can use. 기억나시나요, 여러분? 담았어요. 그렇죠. 담았어요. 왜 이렇게 많이 담았어요? Why did you put so much? 왜 이렇게 많이 담았어요? 그리고 왜 이렇게 많이 담겼어요? 라고 해도 괜찮겠네요. 담겼어요? 라고 해도 되는 게 왜냐면 in the Korean sentence itself, there's no particular subject. The subject is unclear. So you can also use 담겼어요. But for transitive verb, you can say 담았어요. Or you can also use 넣었어요. We learned that 담다 and 넣다 can be interchangeably used when you're physically putting something in somewhere. 담았어요, 넣었어요. 그 다음에 next one. I told my friend to hang up first. 친구한테 to my friend 먼저 first hang up 라고 했어요. Basically, I told him to hang up first. So, 라고 하다 grammar is used, right? 라고 하다, which is a quotation grammar for imperative sentence, for commanding, for suggesting, for recommending, like having someone do something, right? 그래서 you can use 라으라고 했어요, grammar here. And 그렇죠. 끊으라고. 왜냐면 요 으라고 하다 grammar이기 때문에 you should be using here. 끊으라고 했어요. 친구한테 먼저 끊으라고 했어요. 끊으라고 했어요. 좋아요. 그 다음에 do you guys remember I briefly mentioned how to say to answer the phone and to call someone first. So here, my friend isn't answering her phone. My friend doesn't answer her phone, her call. 그럴 때 친구가 전화를 안 isn't answer. Do you guys remember what verb is used for answer phone in Korean? 그렇죠. 받다 verb가 쓰이니까 여기서는 you can conjugate 받다 in present tense and say 안 받아요. 전화를 안 받아요. Basically, receive a call. 그리고 전화를 걸다는 걸다 has an implication of doing the action first, right? You do it first. So 전화를 걸다 means to call somebody. You're the caller. 전화를 걸다. 그 다음에 길 가다가를 조금 더 바꿔볼게요. 걷다가 while walking, or actually 뛰다가 makes more sense. 뛰다 means to run. So 뛰다가 while I was running 넘어졌대요. 넘어지다 means to trip, to fall down. I fell down, I tripped. So my 바지가 어떻게 됐을까요? My 바지 got ripped. My 바지 got ripped. How would you say this? 바지가 ripped, torn. 찢던데? What would be? So, do you think there has to be a transitive verb here or passive verb here? 찢어졌어요. 그렇죠. 찢어졌어요. 맞아요. you can either say 찢어지다 and say 찢어졌어요, or 찢겼어요. 찢기다. You can also say 찢기다. We learned that 찢다 has two passive forms, 찢어지다 and 찢기다. 그렇죠. 길 가다가 넘어져서 바지가 찢어졌어요. 그 다음에 좋아요. 잘하고 있어요, 여러분. 그 다음에 여기 볼게요. 요즘 민수랑 연락이 blank. So 뭐 하고 지내는지 전혀 몰라요. So 요즘 these days with 민수 is a person's name. With 민수 연락이 the contact got blank. So 뭐 하고 지내는지 몰라요. I have no idea. 전혀 is a negative adverb that means at all, like not at all. And 전혀 is always used with negative verb. So 몰라요 means to not know, so it's a negative verb. And 전혀 몰라요, it means to not know at all. So 뭐 하고 지내는지 I don't know at all what he is doing these days because our contact got cut, right? We haven't been keeping in touch. So I don't know what she's up to these days, what he's up to these days. 연락이 안 와서, 그러니까 옐리님 안 와서도 사실 맞아요. 안 와서 would make sense. But if you were to choose one of the words on our list, what would it be? 연락. We learned that 연락 goes with 끊기다. 여기 제가 안 했네요. 끊기다 is a passive form that means to be cut. So 끊다의 passive form은 끊기다고요. 끊기다. And 연락을 끊다 means to stop keeping in touch. As in we haven't been keeping in touch for a while. 연락이 끊겼어요. 그래서 여기서 연락과 어울리는 passive verb는 그쵸. 끊겨서예요. 끊겨서. 끊겨서. 민수랑 연락이 끊겨서 뭐하고 지내는지 전혀 몰라요. 전혀 몰라요. 그 다음에 our last one, guys. 현주가 결혼을 했다고요? 했다고요? So this 다고요 grammar is about, it's asking, did you just say? Did you just say? So 현주가 결혼을 했다고요? 결혼하다 means to get married. 결혼하다. So 현주 got married? 현주가 결혼을 했다고요? I can't believe it. I can't believe it. How would you say I can't believe it? Using one of the passive verbs on our list. 그렇죠. 안 믿겨요. 안 믿겨요. 안 믿겨요. Or 안 믿어져요. 안 믿어져요. 안 믿어져요. And we also learned that you can also use the transitive verb 믿다 and say 믿을 수 없어요. 믿을 수 없어요. She was a baby a few years ago and now she got married. Wow, people grow up so fast. 뭐 이런 식으로 it's unbelievable 할 때 쓰입니다. 안 믿겨요. 안 믿어져요. 믿을 수 없어요. 믿을 수 없어요. 그리고 믿어요는 조금 어색해요. 여기서 if you say 안 믿어요, it means you choose not to believe. 안 믿어요 means you choose not to believe. So it's a little different from I can't believe it. So 안 믿어요는 조금 어색하고 you can say something like 믿을 수 없어요. 믿다 does not happen naturally. 믿을 수 없어요. 안 믿겨요. 안 믿어져요. 라고 할 수 있습니다. 사랑님, I got most of it wrong. 괜찮아요. 왜냐면 you can always review. So I will have all this quiz in the word note that I typed here. I will have every file that I use in this class on my website. So you can always come back for a review. And yeah, I'm sure that nobody got everything correct. So no need to feel discouraged. 마음 상해할 필요 없어요, 여러분. 오케이. 그러면 탈리아님 저도 안 믿겨요. 수업이 벌써 끝났네요. 지금 한 2시간 좀 넘게 했는데 I'm glad that it didn't go over like 2.5 hours. So I think 2시간 17분 정도면 괜찮았던 것 같아요. 다리안님 재밌으셨어요? It was fun. 좋아요. 감사합니다. Thank you for coming to class, guys. And I'll make sure to have all the files uploaded on my website and share the link in the description box or the comment section. So make sure to come back for it, for a review. And 팅님, review again and again, lots of conjugation. 맞아요. 근데 제 생각에는 언어, language learning is all about repetition. 진짜, repetition 진짜 중요한 것 같아요. Even if you think you understood like a rule or explanation, if you don't continuously study or continuously get exposed to that language, then you're likely gonna forget. So, the practice makes perfect. Repetition makes perfect. 비키 선생님 덕분에 한국어 배우기에 꽂혀 있어요. Wow, a perfect sentence. 완벽한 그 문장이에요. 좋아요. I'm very glad that I could be of help, 옐리님. And thank you for your active participation in class. Honestly, 정말 잘하세요. 옐리님 한국어 너무 잘하는 것 같아요. Thank you so much. 그리고 빌리아나님, thank you so much for this class and all the others too. 진짜 너무 많이 감사합니다. 저도 너무 감사합니다. Thank you for coming to class, guys. We only have like 30 viewers left right now, but thank you so much for staying up until the end of this class. Thank you so much for being one of those 30 people. 감사합니다, 여러분. 감사합니다. 다리안님, 이제 끌려고 했는데, can you just quickly mention if there's any schedule for these lives? 다리안님, you can check my the community post for live class schedule, but there is one more live class remaining for passive verb, which will be on next Friday at 7 p.m. So I hope you'll be able to make it. That's our last class for passive verbs. Okay. 탈리아님 재밌고 쉽게 설명해 주셔서 고맙습니다. 탈리아님도 매번 와주셔서 감사합니다. Thank you for coming to each and every class of this passive verb series. It really means a lot. Thank you. And I hope that you continue to make progress and continue to 열심히 공부해 하길 바랍니다. 오케이. Gracie and King님, 오케이. 바이바이. 좋아요, 여러분. 여러분, 그러면 다음 라이브에서 뵐게요. I will see you guys in my next live class on Friday. 아이고. Okay, so I'll finish this class, guys. finish 버튼 누를게요. 토니님도 남아 계셨네요. 토니님, thank you so much for staying. Thank you. You slayed. 저 찢었어요. Slayed. 좋아요. Okay, guys. I will really finish this live class. I'm gonna press the finish button. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.